Well, hello YouTube. My name is Joe and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my barn. And today we're going to talk about this staircase behind me. Many of you guys know that I work as a high school shop teacher. And usually what that means is I line up and save up for a lot of projects throughout the school year, and I save them for the summertime. Along with that, being a shop teacher, I would fall into that category of a jack of all trades, master of none. This staircase is leading up to a 24 by 16 foot loft. If you do the quick math, that's like 380 some square feet. And so we've had this barn for better than 7 years now. And the loft has always been one of those pieces that we stored things in, but we just weren't able to use it very well, mostly because I always had to use a ladder, or I would throw things up there and then literally throw them down, or kind of use straps and chains to bring things down. I spent a lot of my lunchtime periods on Inventor trying to figure out how I could use this space well. Which direction should the staircase go? Can I manipulate one so it kind of hinges up into the sky, so to speak? I've seen some that fold up into the wall, circular staircases, spiral staircases, what have you, and really spent a lot of time measuring and figuring out things. And ultimately what I came to figure out was it's all temporary. It really is. You can't uncut board, but with good planning, you definitely can rearrange things. The stairs can get rearranged. The posts can be rearranged. Most of the boards, can get rearranged. So with that being said, I'll walk you through some of my thought process and some of the things that I did and why I did them that way. And then I will show you how I plan to get items up into this loft. Sheet goods, I've got roofing materials, hunting stands, that sort of thing. So first thing that I had in my mind was I have this door, and you guys have seen this door before. And that door slides, and it slides on the rail. And then it needed to slide. At first I thought, well, I will run my staircase that way. Well, if I run my staircase that way, I still have the rail. I would interrupt my space over there. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with that space eventually, but I didn't want to be in the way there. Thought about running the staircase or running the door that way, but I'd have to remove 21 inches of shelf space. And once again, I don't know what I'm going to do with that space. I know it's all temporary, but I don't want to have to fix this, to fix that, to fix this, and borrow from Peter to pay Paul, all those things. So that was in my thought. Another thing is I knew that I would have to change direction. I didn't want the stairway coming down into the barn space. So I needed to make sure, it's up there, I needed to make sure that I left that 3 foot by 3 foot space so that I could turn the corner. And so I needed to have that. I wasn't delighted about having two, let me see if I can find them in the camera, having these two 4x4 posts. I was really hoping to figure out some kind of steel angling coming back down to my wall. Haven't sorted that out yet, but I know that if I need to, I can remove those. I thought about also kind of anchoring up on that beam up there, and so that the staircase was kind of self-supporting. But we've got posts, and I think that space underneath there will be able to be used very well. The last thing that was in my mind was, how do I get things up there? Is the railing going to be in the way? Building a gate system. what have you. And so I had to think about all these things, which is a little bit ridiculous, but that's just the way my brain works, right? So I'll take you over here. This is what I came up with so far. We do have a staircase. I had to make sure that I had space with the steps, that they would not be in the way when this door is open. And so they had to stop, and I had to do the rise and runs and figure all that out. Which you can see here, to get you a little closer, is currently I have about a 6-inch space in between the stairs and that wall. I know that some safety Sallies will say, hey, you can't do that. Trying to come up with some kind of method that I will have basically a shield there. I don't really have the space for a railing. Whether I have a board that flips down, I have a board that pivots from the backside. Haven't quite figured that out yet, but that is to come. So let's go upstairs. So getting up into this space, been able to really kind of actually get up here and kind of manipulate things a little bit around so that we can get things organized a little bit. Before it was just a toss things up, toss things up, toss things up. So built a little shelf. I got some of my syrup supplies up here. Me and one of the kids were able to use old deck boards. Not quite sure what I want to do with this space. I like to have some building materials on hand without being too ridiculous. And so that is it. This space was built with rafters, where the rest of the barn was built with trusses. The idea was that this could be a hayloft if needed. But we will not be using that. So as I was researching how to do this gate, this opening for the railing to get things, big things up to the loft, I learned a new word, and that word is bar holder. And so take you right down here, that's a bar holder. And so they use those to secure doors. I guess if you're really in a high crime area, you want to secure yourself at night, those are bar holders. I saw those at the Menards, and they had those in place by the lumber racks to keep people from falling off the loft. And I thought, hey, that's what I want. So let me show you how this is going to work. You can see there's a bar holder over here, there's one over there. And so real quick, let me show you how this kind of works. It is not perfect, but for the few times that I am going to have to move this out of the way per year, this will work out pretty good. We just have to lift up on this whole gate mechanism, and then that will kind of move out of our way. And then that will give us a little more than 5 feet opening. And you can see that is the mechanism down there. So there's 2x4 at this bottom end that kind of locks things in. And then the 2x6 with a 2x4 that locks into that bar holder. So hey guys, not very exciting, not really any education here, definitely not entertainment, but this is probably my favorite project of the season so far, the summer, just because that loft was designed for storage, and man, I haven't been able to use it. 7 years, using ladders, just just didn't have a good vision of what the staircase needed to be. I've got shelves over there. I've got shelves over here. I've got so many things that are taking up valuable floor space, and it's exciting to be able to get things up there. As a part-time farmer homesteader, I'm dabbling in a lot of things that take up space. I have an evaporator over here that I use for a month a year, with stacks and stacks and buckets, and then barrels upstairs. I've got a chicken plucker over there that I probably only used 4, maybe 5 hours a year. And you've got supplies, you've got electrical supplies, you've got plumbing supplies, you've got all these things that you really, quite honestly, rarely use, but they're so valuable. And so I need to store them well. Now, with all that being said, it's 15 degrees hotter up there. I put a thermometer up there the last few days, and if it's 90 in the barn, it's 105 up there. And so need to look at some fans, possibly a gable vent, maybe a powered gable vent. I don't know. We did put a cupola on top of the barn, but quite honestly, with all the 2x4s and everything and trusses, there's not going to be a lot of opening to cut the metal out to really allow venting to happen. Maybe there will be. This is exciting. Now I also quickly realized that I'm just going to wait till the fall and the winter to really start reorganizing things. I've got a shelf unit in the back corner there that's got like electric fence supplies, and I'll wait till it's cooler to get up there. So I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. I'm going to turn this camera around, try to take a nice thumbnail picture, right? And we're just working it. Kids are in the pond right now. We've got some big projects coming up yet this summer. Sooner or later, we're going to have to kind of re-gear and get back into that whole school idea. Kids got camps still. And so the garden's producing buckets of food every day. And so it's good. It's all good. And so thought I would share this with you. I'm pretty excited. And so thanks a lot. And you guys have a great day. Bye now.